Hi, I'm Allie, and I'm here to bring you another quick reformer workout, about 20-25 minutes or so. All you'll need is your machine, whatever machine that may be. I have the Merrithew machine, so I have red, blue, and white springs, so you can kind of decide on your spring settings as your machine has them and as you see fit. Do what's comfortable for you, but don't do anything that doesn't feel comfortable, and if you feel pain, then that's a good indication that you need to switch your springs. So I'm going to start on 2 red and a blue, so 2 heavy and 1 medium, and my bar is going to come up. And then I'm going to be laying flat with my headrest down. And just letting your body settle in to start. My arches of the feet, arches of my feet are on the bar here. And I'm just getting heavy towards the back of my tailbone, feeling my spine get heavy in the mat. Lower ribs are heavy, there's a small space in my low back. I'm going to take a deep inhale through my nose and exhale through my mouth. And then I'm going to draw my deep abdominals in towards the center, or imagine a clock on your abdomen and you're pulling 3 and 9 to the middle. Once you feel engaged through the abdominals, hands can come by your side. I want you to press through your feet and the backs of the shoulder blades to lift your hips without moving the carriage. And then you're going to lower back down. So option 1 is just lifting and lowering from your neutral spine. Option 2 is adding that little pelvic tilt, so posterior tilt, tucking the tailbone towards your ribs and coming back up that way. Now less springs, it's going to be harder here. So I'm on 2 red and a blue, and that feels good. But if you did want to challenge yourself more, you could always take off the blue, but just make sure it's not too light, because then your hamstrings will be screaming. And you don't want this to go into your low back. So if this is dumping into your low back and you feel pain, you might even need to add another spring. I like to exhale to come up into my bridge and inhale to come back down. Arms can come up in front of you if you wish for less arm support, or they can stay down by your side, whatever feels good for you. This next one we hold, and you're going to begin to get heavy on your left foot to lift the right leg into tabletop. You're going to straighten out that leg, you're going to arc it towards the bar, bring it back up into tabletop and switch. So you really want to think heavy in the opposite shoulder and foot to allow your pelvis to stay level. We want that carriage to stay still. Extra heavy in that supporting leg, abdominals engaged. Only let that leg lower as much as you feel comfortable. Last one here. And then you could lower down and do little hip sways side to side. Good. You're going to bring your toes to the bar. So my toes are wrapped right around the bar. Heels are just dropped below, and you're going to begin to press away into our footwork. So you still want abdominals engaged here. Headrest can come up if you prefer it up, if that's more supportive on your neck. Feels better for me personally. Going at a nice pace, straightening out the knees but not hyperextending through the back. Good, just feeling that work in the legs start. Now you're going to bring the carriage down, bring your heels together, toes apart. Heels are still dropping below as much as you can. And you're pressing away in this little ballerina position, or first position. Feeling this in a few different places, maybe more in the inner leg, maybe more in the outer leg, or just the entire leg. Exhale to press away, inhale as you come down. Awesome job. We're now going to bring our heels to the bar, toes pointing up and pulled back towards our shins. You're going to press that carriage away, but I want you to think about pressing more through the back of the leg. So just even if you have to kind of like tap the back of the leg to kind of say listen up, it's your turn. But I want you to think a little bit more glute, a little bit more hamstring. Definitely still feel the front of the leg burning. Really just warming up those legs here. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. And then you're going to come on down. You're going to hook your knees around the bar. Bring your arms right over the shoulders, nod your chin to your throat. You're going to come up into an ab curl, and we are going to change the springs. So I'm going to go to a red and a blue here, and I'm going to lay back down. Have your straps fairly close by. So I'm just going to grab mine here, and I'm going to hook mine onto my little hooks so that they're ready. And then I'm going to lay back down. Balls of the feet are on the bar. You're pressing that carriage out all the way. This is going to feel lighter. You're going to allow the heels to drop, and then you're going to press away into a calf raise. Allow the heels to drop and press away. Little drop, press away. So you're doing a calf raise, but you're laying down. Now if you wanted to go heavier, you could do 2 red. The burn will build. Heels are just dropped right below, but in 4 more, and in 2 more, last 1, we're gonna bring our heels together, toes apart. I'm only gonna have you do 10 here. You're gonna drop into that first position. Last 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oof, bring that carriage back down. You're gonna grab our straps now, so laying on your back, reaching back for my straps. Legs and tabletop, so heavy towards the back of the pelvis. Arms and hands are gonna be straight, and you're begin to pull from under the armpit to reach the arms by your side. So what we don't want happening is as your arms come down, we don't want those knees coming into your chest, because that's gonna be the tendency. So stay as anchored as you can, and you're gonna pull from under the armpit. You can inhale as the arms come up, exhale, back down. Keep those lower ribs anchored. Nice. Awesome. Hold your arms here. You're going to bend at the elbow, but as you straighten out the elbow, I want you to straighten out your legs, reach long, and come back to a bend. Now, if your ribs tend to lift as you reach the leg long, just keep them in tabletop. You got 7 more. Last 6. Last 5. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Awesome job. We're going to bring the carriage back down so that we can put our feet in the straps. So I'm still in a red and a blue. That feels comfortable for me, but if you want heavier, you can do 2 red. If you want lighter, you can always do a red and a white. So swapping the blue for a white. Okay, so first and foremost, when you get into feet in straps, you need to make sure that you're stabilized through your pelvis so that you don't start to compensate through your low back. So you want to make sure your hip bones are level with pubic bone, and you want to stay grounded on that tailbone. Heavy in those lower ribs. You're allowed that small space in the low back. You're going to let the feet arc up over the hips. Here is where you want to make sure that the pelvis and bum stay heavy. If not, this will start to happen and you will start to pull from your low back. So we don't want that. So you're going to begin to arc your legs up, and then you want to pull from the back of the leg to bring the carriage away and the feet down. So As you lift the legs up, staying anchored through that tailbone and the bum. And then as you press down, only go as far down as you can control, because if you go too far, your ribs might lift. So you might just have to adjust after a few repetitions. The other thing is, if you feel any strain through the back of the knee, you could add a little micro bend, which I find very helpful. Legs can be together or a little bit apart, whatever is feeling good for you. So think backs of the leg, that's where the work is coming from. But don't lose that stability through the pelvis and the spine. So just starting with our arcs, toes pointing up. And then as we bring the feet up, we're going to change our foot and hip position to rotate out. So heels are squeezing together, hips have an external rotation, and you're just going to continue sweeping the legs up and down. Awesome. Making sure the hip bones are level with the pubic bone. Everything is staying still as we move up and down with the legs. Awesome, this feels great. Now we can go into internal rotation. So this one always kind of feels a little bit awkward, but big toes together and pressing up and down, heels are apart. And you might find that you're more restricted in one direction than the other. I typically don't like internal rotation, but still important to do. Feeling this in all sorts of places here. You got 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Awesome. Separate those feet. You're going to press the legs down towards the floor. You're going to bring them as wide as this machine and circle up to the top. So press down. They come out as wide as your machine and circle around. Again, making sure the tailbone and the bum, back of pelvis stay heavy. Only keep your circle as big or small as you can hold that neutral. If you bring your legs too far out and you're tipping towards one side, then that's a good indication you need to make your circle a little bit smaller. And sometimes less is more. You'll get more work as you stabilize your core. And then as you get to the top, you're going to reverse. So legs come out first, and then you come in. Again, I like to hold my pelvis so I have some feedback as to what's happening there. Nice. This feels great. And then you're going to bring your legs a bit more than halfway down. Heels come together, toes are apart. You're going to begin to bend the knee over the hip, keeping the back of the pelvis heavy. You're going to press those feet away. So you come into a bend, our little frog press. Awesome, last 2. Last 1. And then we'll go into a butterfly stretch, so bring the bottoms of the feet together, and then feet kind of angle down towards the springs. And the straps are just going to rest on your body. And just breathe and enjoy this beautiful stretch. One of my favorites. Shout out to my friend Amanda for giving me this stretch. Perfect. So feet are coming out of the straps. Okay, we are going to come up to kneeling next. So we are going to go on, or I'm going to go on a red and a blue because that's what feels comfortable for me. Heavier would be 2 red, lighter would be a red and a white. So hands are coming to the bar, feet are against the shoulder rests, and I want you to think about sending your hips back towards your heels. So you're starting in this hinge position. Your arms aren't doing a thing here. You're pushing with your feet to send the carriage away. Squeeze the glutes, and then knees come back in, hips come back towards your heels. Squeeze. So the tendency here is a lot of people want to push with their arms. Even as they get here, they want to push extra, but all we want here is a press through the hips. That hinge motion. I want you to feel the work in the glutes and a stretch in the front of the body as well. Last 3, last 2, and last 1. Awesome. Okay, we are gonna now go to kneeling. So I'm gonna be on a blue and I'm gonna grab the strap that is closest to me. So you can either kneel and just sit on your heels, or if you want and feel comfortable with your balance, you can come off of your heels, just like so. One leg is against the shoulder rest, tailbone is reaching long, knees are reaching long down into the carriage. Both hands come to the strap. Arms are like so, as if you're holding a giant beach ball. Hips stay forward as you rotate through the ribs to look down to the pedals, or sorry, the pulley bar. Arms are like so, like you have a giant beach ball between your arms. So you're going to begin to rotate through the ribs to look down at the pulley bars, keeping the hips forward. Rotate through the ribs to come up to look towards the foot bar. And you're just going to rotate through the upper back, mid back, and ribs as your hips stay forward. I want you to think about using the sides of your waists to move you through this rotation, but also stay long through the waist. Awesome. 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. Good. Now you're going to take your left hand to your hip. The strap stays in the right. You're going to begin to press, reach up and over, and stack up back tall. Reach, press, up and over, stack up back tall. This is 3. Awesome. 4, we got 2 more. 5 and 6. Good. We're gonna drop that strap. You're gonna face the front. We're still on one blue. This time we're in a nice long plank position. Hands and shoulders are in line, nice and long through our tailbone. We press with just the arms. Looking down at the floor, going out as far as you feel comfortable, and coming up and over that bar as you return. So harder would be less spring. So for me, that would be a white. If you needed a little bit of assistance, I would recommend adding on a white or a yellow, whatever that spring might be for you. Feeling this all in the abdominals. We got 3 more, and then we go to the other side for our torso twister movement. Last one. Awesome. So now I'm going to face that way. So my back is going to be to you. Same thing, kneel however you feel comfortable. I will be kneeling like I did on the other side. Knees just under hips, tailbone tucked, hands around the strap. We rotate through the ribs up towards the foot bar and down towards the pulley bar, keeping those hips facing forward the entire time. Think about rotating through the ribs, staying long through the sides of the waist, using the obliques to help rotate you. I like to inhale here and then exhale as I rotate towards the foot bar. You got 3 more. Last 2. And last one. Awesome. My right hand comes to my hips, my left hand's in the strap. We're doing 6. Press and reach up and over. You got 5 more. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. And last one. Awesome job. Okay, we are gonna go into standing work. We're gonna go to 1 red spring. So right now I'm on 1 blue, I'm going to 1 red. heavier, you could just add a white if you wish. And I have grippy socks on, otherwise I would recommend bare feet. So 1 foot on the platform, 1 foot on the carriage. Again, reaching that tailbone long, chest is wide. We press equally through both legs to send the carriage out. And I want you to feel this in the hips, in the side of the body. Imagine suspenders, you're drawing up the suspenders, cueing abdominals. Hands can be by your side, they can be on your hip, they can be behind you, whatever's feeling good for you. Now as you return the carriage here, you're going to get into a squat, same movement, but you might not go out as far because you want to keep the knees in line with second and third toe. What will happen if we go too far is your knees are going to start to cave in. We don't want that, so keep the knees kind of pressing out to the side. Again, hands can go wherever. Try and keep that chest nice and wide. The lower you go, the harder it'll be on your glutes. You'll feel that burn. Awesome. Last 4, last 3, last 2, but on this last one, when you come in, you hold that squat and you just send that carriage out for 10, for 9, 8, 7, stay heavy over that platform leg, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Bring that carriage back in. We are going to turn to face the other way. I recommend hopping off your carriage for safety, but we're going to go into our straight leg splits here, starting like this. So pressing equally through both legs, reaching down and long through that tailbone, through the abdominals. Hands again can go here, here, here. They can even go across your chest, whatever's feeling good for you. And again, if this is feeling easy during this part, you could always tack on a white or a yellow for some extra assistance. I find once we get into the squats, it becomes too hard to push out, at least for myself. So I stick to a red because it feels good and I feel the work. Awesome, you come back in, you get into that squat. You're pressing equally through both so your body still stays in the middle of the carriage. But we're not going so far out that our knees start to cave in. Try and challenge yourself with how deep you're going into your squat. Keep that chest up, looking straight ahead. You got 4 more here, and then we hold over that platform leg and just press out the carriage leg. Last 2. Last 1, and get ready for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that carriage all the way in. That was awesome. We are going to end off with a nice plank burn. So I like to do this on 1 blue. Harder would be 1 white. And if you need more assistance, you could do a blue and a white or 1 red. We are going to be facing the back of the machine or the pulleys, and we'll be coming on to our forearms. I like to use this part of the shoulder rest if you have it. Otherwise, you can just grip on wherever or just hold your arms still. You're pressing out into a plank. From here, you bend your knees in, the carriage comes in. So you're in and out, stable through your shoulders, looking straight down. Now as you come back in, angle those knees left, straighten out, angle the knees right. So you're rotating as the carriage comes in. Last 4, last 3, last 2, last 1. Hold the plank, you're pressing forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that carriage in, knees come wide, you go into a child's pose. And just breathe. That was a lot of work, and you did it, and it was great. And I can't wait to do this all over again with you. So thank you for joining me for this quick reformer workout. Hopefully it was efficient, effective. Hopefully you feel the burn, and I'm looking forward to doing more of these with you in the future. So if you have any suggestions on classes, if you want to see a full glute workout or more of a core workout, just drop a comment below and I will be happy to do more of those types of workouts. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a great day.